afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. It's great to be here. Thanks, Salima, for the introduction. And I'm honored and really pleased that I'm here to present to a group of women who are doing amazing things every day, and to be able to help you with some tools and some strategies to help with burnout. So far in our discussions and talks over here, we've always discussed how to grow our business, what tools to use in order to make it thrive, make it better. But today we'll work on our growth as entrepreneurs, as women, because we on a day-to-day level are having so many responsibilities, juggling multiple roles. So we'll start with that. And so let's start. I'll say a little bit about myself and my experience with burnout. I have been in the last 12 years. I have moved 2 countries, got 2 citizenships, 2 certificates, changed a career, built a practice, and got a wow, you're doing great from all the people around me. But what outsiders don't see is during this process of doing all these things that you set yourself goals to achieve, you give up so much of yourself. And I was doing that unknowingly, just following the goal that I have set for myself, and I have to do this, and it is like, for the family, for myself, and this is what needs to be done, and I have to do it. But it was taking so much out of myself. I wasn't really aware of it for quite some time, till it really showed up on my health and in my relationships, and in so many other ways, that by the time I realized it, I was not only burnt out, I was like incinerated. So this happened to me in the last 12 years twice. And it took a lot of self-examining, self-realization, self-awareness in order for me to realize where I am and what I need to do in order to get out of it. And thankfully, I got help. I was able to reach out to people, and there were people to guide me. And thankfully I came out of it. But it was really dark and bleak when I was there. It was like as if being in a hole, and there's like nobody there, and you were really trying to get out of it. So, but and it wasn't like anybody else. I had to think of it that I need help. I am at this point right now. So I worked at myself. Coming out of it, the first crash or the first burnout was like, I needed to change my career, and that was the thing that came out of the realization that, okay, this thing is not working for me and I need to move out of it and, kind of change my career. Took steps to do that, took a while, but okay, with consistent small steps, I was able to do it. The second time also very recently, a couple of years ago, again, the same thing happened. Hi.
Michaela, right?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome, Michaela. Okay. So again, it took some time to realize again that I'm going through the same path, and I need to course correct and get back on track. So each time it was kind of when you're in the fray of it, I'm sure everybody over here will be able to relate to this, because in this room we have people who are entrepreneurs, professionals, single moms, the breadwinners of their family. Some of them are having side hustles, and like it's something that you are doing to fulfill your potential. So everybody faces that because you are putting that much expectation on yourself. We have really high expectation on ourselves. So many of us are perfectionists, and that puts extra pressure on us. And it's a good thing, and it's a bad thing too, because we need to know where to kind of, draw the line that, okay, this is going beyond my capacity. So for some of us, it is difficult to slow our pace, because that is what is required. You have to do it. And juggling these things together, like our students over here, like they go through a lot of hard work, and like the expectations they put on themselves, and in order to fulfill that, sometimes it's just like go all the time. So basically, it's just like your body, your nervous system is always in a fight or flight mode, and it is always in stress. That just makes you more prone to anxiety, mood swings, sleepless nights, hormone imbalance. Okay, we know all these things, brain fog, fatigue, we all go through this. But what do we do, right, in order to cope with it? Because yes, we are working, yes, we are having a business that needs attention all the time, especially when you are new and starting up. So I will share some of the coping strategies, but the basic thing that has helped for me is kind of creating boundaries for myself and for the people around me. We are so scared or not used to saying no. We just get, kind of keep on saying yes, oh this, and yes I can do this and that, and yes I can do that too. Maybe I can squeeze this into, and maybe I can squeeze that into, And there are so many people dependent on us that it is difficult to say no. But, when you are at that threshold, if you are at that threshold. So if you are at that threshold, that's the time that you have to create boundaries for yourself and also for others. Ultimately people learn to do their own things. They learn to manage, but it's till the time you yourself realize that, no, right now I need to kind of, that's when, you start working on taking small steps. And it's not possible overnight to do these things. It's just like, one small thing at a time. Let it get incorporated in yourself, and then move to the others. Second thing you can do for yourself is self-care. Just make sure that when you are having these overwhelming times, you are able to spare some few moments for yourself in the day. It can be as small as, taking a long bath, or, just taking a 10 minutes walk outside where you are mindful, present with yourself. Small things, small steps, and don't feel guilty about it. That's another thing, that when we take care of ourselves, we think that we are taking time away from others, But that is so important. It is really, really important to keep you going, to recharge you. And these things I have incorporated in my life, and that's how I know that these things work. On paper, if you research, okay, how to cope with burnout, you'll get a list of things that you do, but you can do. But effectiveness, I can tell you, it is different for different people. What works for Salima might not work for Saba, and what works for Saba might not work for Anishka. But everybody that I have spoken to, that I have known, is like struggling right now with the kind of lives that we are living, and that slowing down is not possible. So little small changes where the things that we can control. There are things that we cannot control, that is out of our control, that's fine. But the things that we can control, just a little bit, small step at a time. And you know, it's not, it's good to ask for help from the people you trust, from the people you can get support from, whether it's a friend or your family or your daughters or, you know, whoever, you can get that support. So just, you know, being there for each other and, you know, like asking for that support, because sometimes we can't do that. It's too difficult to feel vulnerable, but sometimes it is self-care to do that. So these are a few things that I have learned from my own experience, and these are a few things I coach on, that each one is different, so I cannot prescribe that, oh, this is going to work for everyone. But few things, I mean, like, do it in your own way. And we will work on some of the things now. I mean, like, you can do it at home, but right now in this group, I'm going to try and give you some tools for your toolkit. When it becomes too overwhelming or too big for you to handle, at that point of time, you are able to just take a step back and kind of take a breather and cope with it. So, any questions so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that we need to find time for us.
Mm-hmm.
What if you can have that time? There is no way that you can find it. You have responsibility, you have kids. If you are single, I'm sorry, very emotional. Single mom, and you want that time.
And
But there is no way you wanna be showing your kids that you're strength and you hold them, but inside you're down. But you don't have that, I'm gonna call it like pleasure to have that time for you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What if you don't have that time for us? There is no way that I can find 5 minutes just to how I can do that.
First of all, I know Iman, she's a warrior. She is a warrior, and she is like, I cannot tell you, I mean, like, the strength that she has, I mean, she's inspiring, you know, her story, and because I know she's a single mom, she's running her own business, she's her own, she's the main breadwinner, and I know it can get really, really tough at times. But as I said, you have to, you know, kind of make that 5 minutes, even the smallest thing, like 5 minutes a day. Even if you want to go and sit in the bathroom for that time.
I just want to go and scream.
Do that. Yeah, do that.
In the shower, of course.
In the shower. See, I mean, like, you know, the reason why we are discussing and having this thing over here is beautiful, because there are other people who understand this. This is my suggestion to everyone. It is very difficult, extremely difficult creating boundaries when you start doing it. When you start doing, because it's just like, you know, there is no way this is going to happen without me. But it does.
Yeah.
Life goes on, whatever it is. I mean, like, we have had personal losses in our lives, right? How did we cope with it? Did we ever think that we'll be able to get beyond that? No. But life goes on, people learn. So, this is the thing that, you know, guilt-free self-care. That you have to feel that you are worth it, you need it, and you have to do it. So it's just like you have to give it that importance the way you give other things in your life importance. Because if you are not, if something happens to you, everything else is going to stop. So you might as well take that 5-10 minutes a day to recharge yourself. To do what? I mean, like, even go and sit in the car. Or if you are like running a grocery errand, take an extra 10 minutes. Go and have coffee or something like that, by yourself. And that's another thing, ladies, that I have really learned. Being happy with myself, my own company. You don't need anybody else, to be content with your own company, whereby you are able to enjoy yourself, just for that 5-10 minutes or even an hour. I love going and sitting in the coffee shop with nothing, just listening to the people around me. I mean, like, sounds crazy, but I have done that when I have been at that rock bottom, that I need this, I need to get out and just kind of, detach myself from everything. Gratitude, by the way, is one of the most powerful things that I have found, which helps with overwhelm and stress. Just, noting down the things that you're thankful for. Yeah, what you're grateful for. It's amazing what that does. So, ladies, time to again get into some activity mode. So, with your permission, I'd like to give you 4 simple steps on a day-to-day level, what you can do in order to cope with some of the overwhelm and stress that you feel. So, number 1 is the energy check-in. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Michaela. So, what Michaela suggested, like, you're giving yourself a score, right? About what score you're at. But in energy check-in, you have to check what is your energy. So during this week, what has been your energy? If you can describe in one word, like whether you were drained or calm or overwhelmed or grounded or balanced, whatever you have felt, just one word. In one word, write it down on that post-it note. Would somebody like to share? Yes. What's your word?
I can't say that my energy for the entire week was the same. Mine is really fluctuating depending on my day-to-day activities, tasks, depending on my kids' schedules. So I would say, like, my energy level is fluctuating. It's like all over the place. I can't say it was grounded. I can't say I had, one day I might have 100%. One day I might be at a 20%. So it's just all over.
So so there was this dominant theme. Like, mine was extremely busy.
Mine was busy.
Yeah, busy, right? So I was mostly drained during the last whole week. I can safely say that. Alishba?
I was drained.
Drained. Anybody else who was drained? Yeah, I was drained. So what I'm hearing is that you are really confident in the work that you do. Just like Alishba, she knows that she did her best. This is what I'm hearing, that you are confident in the work that you do, the services that you give, the prices that you give. You are, right?
Yes.
So now you make a line in your mind. These things are in my control and these things are out of my control. So the things that are out of your control is the reaction of the customer, the complaints, whatever, all those things, customer from hell, not satisfied ever with anything. That is not in your control. What is in your control is what you're going to do with that. How you're going to take it, are you going to let it affect you? It will affect you. It is like humanly impossible when you put in that much work and somebody criticizes, it is going to hurt. But you just, okay, you feel that feeling, not to disregard it, you do feel upset, but don't let it dictate that I'm not going to be nice with anybody else anymore. Don't dictate it who you are. So, that is in your control, who you are and how you are going to take these things, what you're going to do with it. So whatever is in your control, you can control. If it is not in your control, leave it.
Can I add one thing?
Sure.
What is also in your control when you listen to a person and the complaint, just make sure either you rephrase your work or the way you present it next time to a new client, you don't do the same mistake.
That's what I can. I have
Are you able to talk
teach
to me?
myself. Yeah, teach myself to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's a process. You can't like just like this, snap your fingers and change. It is a process. You have to work at it over and over again. You can't. But being aware of this, that okay, this is where I am right now. Like now you're faced with this, and then you are like, okay, I'm gonna take a moment and I'm gonna deal with it like this. Get the learning from it, and then just move forward. That's all we can do, because that's the only thing that's in our control. So another thing that we do is first one we did was the energy check-in. What kind of energy you are feeling, just to assess that this is where I am. And if you are at a point where you are drained and you need to change that, if you're balanced, great. You have to just be like, okay, whatever I am doing well. I need to continue this. But if it is like you're drained or overwhelmed or stressed, at that point of time, it is good to do a visualization of your success. When I am a peaceful, calm person, how do I feel? How will I feel? And just now what we had this discussion about, that I'm doing the best that I can. I have done whatever is the best I could do. And here I am. That let it seep in, that all the things that you have done, visualizing your success is very important, and kind of having that image of yourself, a successful self, how you want to be, how you want to feel, that groundedness, that balance. How do you look? How do you feel at that point of time? And you should take that calmness into you whenever you are going through that overwhelm. Try to do that. I mean, like it's a process. As I said, that these are not like quick fixes. You have to continuously keep on doing this on a day-to-day basis. Remind yourself that I need to do this. The energy check-in, and then visualizing the success. And then the third point, very important, is your boundaries brainstorm. So most of us brainstorm. So we'll do that right now. What is that small boundary, the micro boundary you want to set today, right now, in this room, which is going to help you become more balanced, which is going to help you reduce that chaos or that pressure or that stress? What is happening in your life right now that is what change needs to be made? I encourage you to pair up with the person next to you. The two of you need to discuss, write down the boundary that you want to set and how you're going to keep yourself accountable. I hope you all have a boundary that you're going to set today. I'm not going to ask you to say it out loud, and you have to hold yourself accountable to it, that you're going to stick to it, because otherwise there's no point in setting the boundary. And the other thing, we just had a little discussion over here that I'd like to share. Setting boundaries is one of the most difficult things to do, because it comes with guilt. You're so used to giving and giving and doing that when you finally set the boundary, it's hard to follow through with it because you start feeling guilty for setting those boundaries. But don't. You need to practice and you need to kind of bring it into your life because ultimately you will suffer. And it's not okay for you to suffer. It is not. This is what we have been taught over the ages, like, okay, like we are the givers. Yes, we love giving, but not at your own expense. And when the push comes to shove, you have to put your foot down, set that boundary without guilt. Do the self-care without guilt. So, before we wrap up, the final thing that I'll tell you is to do some affirmation, positive self-talk. You have to have that in your life where you know that you are doing enough. You have to give permission to yourself to rest, permission to have self-care in your life, permission to deserve that love and care that you give others. So you have to do the affirmations. I'll give you some examples. I give myself permission to rest. My energy is my greatest asset, so I have to protect it. I am worthy of the love and care I offer others. These are some examples of affirmations. I'd like you to think about one affirmation that you want to give for yourself and write it down. Please use another post-it because this has to go up on your refrigerator or on your office or your computer wall where you can see it every time. I recommend you do this like every week. Change your affirmation. Put it up out there. And seriously, follow it. Read it 10 times a day. Every time you pass by, look at it, read it. Even the smallest shifts, if you have had today, that is progress and hope. So, ladies, I'm here. Whoever needs support with anything, you can talk to me, message me. But please take care of yourselves and assess yourself whenever you are at that peak overwhelm. Reach out if you need support and just slow down for a moment. Even just taking a breather, that would help. Right? I hope I have given you something to think about and some strategies that you can use in your day-to-day. Are there any questions I could answer?
Thank you.
Awesome. I didn't know the topic was burnout, and I think it was the perfect topic for her to cover today. I felt like she knew what I went through this week. She knew exactly what to say, and genuinely it was an amazing speech. I genuinely felt grounded and peaceful after that. She gave amazing advice.
It was a wonderful session. I came in at burnout level of 2 and I'm leaving at 5. I feel much better. And one thing that I just learned from her is it's how important it is to set boundaries and then not feel guilty about setting those boundaries. And it is something that we all have to work on, and not just us as women, but we have to train our families also. So I'm going to actually start working on that.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that today's session was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and it taught me a few coping strategies. What I really liked was the setting of the boundaries, because we had partners and now I know I can be held accountable. So I'm going to work on that. So excellent. Good job, Ruhi.
Hi, I'm Alishma. I'm Iman. We both went to IIA and we went to the same school where Ruhi is graduated from. We are so proud of her. Today's session was extremely informative. It was about burnout and we are so proud of her. And we learned so much from her. Kudos to her. You want to say something?
Yeah, it was so emotional. Even if we are
from the same school, but I feel that she was teaching me from the beginning again. I'm so proud of her.
As parents and as mothers, how we do everything for everybody else, but we don't take out the time for ourselves. And so it was very, very good because in today's session, we learned how to just take a moment and just breathe. And maybe even sometimes we have to set aside and make some priorities for ourselves, some things that we have never done before that we're going to stop doing so that we can excel.
Hello everyone, I got so much out of today's session from Ruhi. Her calm and her composed, demeanor, her positive energy really kind of put things into perspective. I was at a very high stress anxiety level when I walked into the room, and I can say that I am leaving feeling very grounded and balanced. So yes, and I am a regular client of Ruhi, and I would highly suggest that you book your consultation and your session with her, because I am positive that you will be able to achieve your health and wellness coach with the help wellness goals with the help of Ruhi. All right, thank you.